know, a lot of people are very self-conscious about how their feet look. And all I can say is I've seen it all. Unfortunately, some people's feet don't look very pretty, but that doesn't mean that they don't need proper support. As a matter of fact, that lack of proper support throughout their years is probably what has created some of the deformities that don't look so pretty in the first place. As a matter of fact, a bunion is usually due to a biomechanical imbalance in the foot that starts in childhood. And a lot of people will say to me, well, I have bunions because my mother had bunions and her mother had bunions. But yes, that's true. However, your mother and your grandmother also had the biomechanical imbalance that created the bunion in the first place. You see, when the arch itself collapses too far and throws the biomechanical balance to the outside of the foot, this big toe joint wants to load. It's big and it wants to grab the ground, but the heel back here is telling the forefoot to load on the lesser joints. So this big joint basically rotates and gets out of the way so the lesser ones can do the job. I always tease and tell people, your feet talk to themselves. Your heel talks to your forefoot, and your metatarsals talk to each other. Because of how your foot wants to work biomechanically determines where that foot loads on the ground and therefore can create these deformities over time. Unfortunately, when the deformities get so severe, sometimes we can't straighten them out. We can, however, hold it at bay and keep it from getting worse by the use of a properly formed, biomechanically correct arch support or custom orthotic like the Easy Walker. Now, if we've got a younger person who is only showing beginning signs of such deformities like hammer toes and bunions and so on, then we might have a better chance of doing a little reversal. But once you get beyond a certain point, unfortunately, surgery is the only answer. But I always say, unless you're in terrible, terrible pain, don't go under the knife, because I've seen more bad surgeries than good. We should always make sure that the shoe is properly fitted. And if you are a person who has a bunion, then you don't want to put that foot into a toe box shape that is going to squeeze into the forefoot and create that deformity to be even worse. You know, when you have a pointed toe shoe and your toes are square, yet you put it into this pointed toe, you're actually forming a certain amount of what I consider to be a crude form of foot binding.